Welcome to episode 86 of 5 Minutes of X. I'm reading every mutant comic Marvel ever made month by month. 5 minutes is negotiable. This week, 3 books, 4 mutants, 5 minutes. It's not going to be 5 minutes. All right, Marvel is spreading out the mutants during the reprint era, and on July 14th, 1970, we get 3 comics starring Peeps with an X gene. Ka-Zar number 2 contained 3 stories, but like last issue, 2 are reprints. Here we see Daredevil number 12 and 13 reprinted, and a new non-Ka-Zar story called From the Sky, Winged Wrath. That story has art by George Tuska, and it's written by Jerry Siegel. Holy crap. First time on this channel for sure. This has never happened on this channel. Jerry is the co-creator of Superman. Here he's telling a story about another flyboy, Angel. Another fun fact about this issue, the Daredevil reprint story in Ka-Zar number 1 is a spoiler for the reprint stories here. It's like a reprint spoilerception or something. I don't know. Then we have the second part of our Magneto and Namor story in Fantastic Four number 103. Stan Lee wrote this issue, and we get some classic, just awesome art by John Romita Sr. And then finally, we get Avengers number 80 with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Oh, and one more thing. This month, July of 1970, officially kicks off the Marvel X-Men reprints. So on July 21st, Marvel released X-Men Annual number 1. It reprinted the X-Men issues 9 and 11. I covered those issues in episodes 16 and 19 if you want to go back and see me trying to figure out the channel, because it was pretty early on. Okay, let's kick this off with the second half of our Magneto story in Fantastic Four. We open with the humans preparing for war, the Fantastic Four trying to get a message to Namor to stop the escalation. Namor not wanting to go to war, and Magneto tricking him into thinking that the humans are attacking. This is just a great start to this issue. I just love the way this opens up. Reed sends Sue off with Franklin to get him out of the way of any harm. We'll get to know Franklin a lot later. He actually turns out to be a mutant. He's the son of Sue and Reed. Okay, the babysitter here is Agatha Harkness, which doesn't play into the plot of this issue, but I found it super entertaining. Richard Nixon is called and gives the First Family one shot to stop the brewing war. The Fantastic Car with 3 of the 4 heroes is sent out to meet Namor, and Magneto triggers a missile toward it. Namor races out to stop it from hitting the Fantastic Four, sort of taking himself out of the fight in the process. The Thing chases after Namor to either fight or help him, whichever is needed, I guess. It wasn't really clear. Meanwhile, Mags McBags takes over Namor's flagship. The first thing he does is capture the plane that Sue Storm is on as she enters the battlefield after dropping that kid off. So Namor and the Thing do actually fight, and Namor wins, but when he goes to the surface of the water, his flagship is gone. More fighting between Namor and the Four, and we end with both sides realizing that Magneto has betrayed them all and is behind all of this. Magneto then shows his hand. He has the flagship, and both Reed and Namor's wives captured, and we end the issue on this panel with both men looking out over the ocean with their heads hung low. Jumping over to Ka-Zar number 2 and the Angel story, like most of the rest of this Ka-Zar comic, the titular character is nowhere to be found. We open with Angel soaring high and giving his wings a stretch. The story actually takes place during the short period after Professor X died, when the team was forced apart by Fred Duncan from the FBI. Angel stops a bank robbery from the stupidest looking villains. They have even stupider looking guns. Angel is really giving a beatdown on these dudes, and money is just kind of flying all over when a cop stops him and calls him a freak. As Angel flies away from the scene, he is at first thinking of Magneto and how he's part of the Homo superior race, but then he turns his thought to his loving parents. It's a very real moment, and as a reader, reader, we are confronted by things that would anger us, and our initial reaction might be to go negative, but on second thought, let our cooler head prevail. It's kind of cool to see that story occur here as well. So during this period, while the X-Men are breaking up, Angel returns to his childhood home and has a conversation with his father, who is clearly hiding some sort of illness. But when Candy Southern, Angel's girlfriend, calls, Warren goes out on a date with her. We get a scene with the Dazzler, not that Dazzler, but this Dazzler, a villain who will appear in a total of 6 issues. And this is where he reveals himself. This dude is the boss of the stupid-looking henches from the opening. Now they are also riding on stupid-looking air sleds. Dazzler knows who Warren is by name and where he lives. He sends his henchmen out to kill W.K. Worthington, which creates a lot of confusion for the reader. Angel's full name here is Warren Kenneth Worthington III. His father is Warren Worthington Jr., but the Kenneth middle name is never really used anywhere. But Warren's grandfather's name, who isn't in this issue, is Warren Kenneth Worthington Sr. So when Dazzler orders this hit, it could be Junior or the third. It's like, I get it, the names are confusing. We don't actually know. We start to cut back and forth between the Worthington boys, both Junior and the third. Candy and the third leave from their date in a convertible. The third sort of like showboats in his car with Candy. So henchmen break into the Worthington home, demand the third's mother that she point the way to Junior, and then they murder him just in cold blood. Then the third actually hears about the murder on the radio in the car and leaves Candy behind, telling her to leave him alone. Like, it's very, ugh. He changes into the Angel and goes on a rampage. He starts punching his way up the henchman chain to get to the Dazzler. FBI agent Duncan tries to stop him, but Angel has no interest in following the rules. He believes it's his fault that his father was killed, and he wants justice. Finally, we have the Avengers number 80. This is not really a Wanda and Pietro story, so I'll cover some highlights. So we have this Native American dude with a badass wolf, and they're hunting Van Lunt. That's the sleazy businessman from a few issues ago that I told you to remember. Vision stops the Native American from committing the murder, and we find out that this guy's name is Red Wolf. The wolf companion is named Lobo, and Lobo's just badass. Van Lunt paid for the murder of Red Wolf's parents, and when the Vision returns to the mansion with the Red Wolf, he says that he will help avenge the wrongs committed by Van Lunt despite having quit in the last issue. Meanwhile, though, Iron Man has brought a new villain group called the Zodiac to the Avengers, naming them as a team in need of taking out. And Black Panther is trying to get the Avengers to take out an organized crime group near the school where he teaches. So the Avengers argue over what their role is. It's kind of an interesting conversation. Is it to handle petty crime? To avenge the wrongs committed by others, to respond to possible supervillain team-ups before they cause huge amounts of damage. It's a great conversation. What's cool here is we see the Avengers again on the verge of breaking up, but now not over ego, which, let's be honest, those fights were boring as hell. We end this issue, though, with the Avengers splitting into factions. Vision, Wanda, and Goliath will help Red Wolf, and Iron Man, Cap, Thor, Black Panther, and Quicksilver will chase down Zodiac. I guess Panther's problems will just have to wait, I suppose. So in Fantastic Four, Magneto has Namor totally tricked. Namor doesn't want to have a war with the humans this entire issue, but every step gets them closer, and Mags McBags is in charge just all of the way. This is all kinds of cheesy, but it's a ton of fun, and Magneto is actually being a good villain here, still twirling that metaphorical mustache, but here he is at least competent in that last panel with the two two sad dudes. It's just awesome. It's really a great panel. The Angel story in Ka-Zar number 2 feels very out of its time. The writing and the art feel very 1965. It's odd to me this time, as I read though, through all these issues, how fast the art and writing grew. Every year since 1963, the writing has become more mature, and it's just become like less silly. Backgrounds have become busier and more realistic. This story is good, but just not great. It's nice to get a solid backstory for Warren, even though we keep trying to walk toward him being more like Batman. I'm curious to see how this pays off. I'm not much of a Superman fan, but reading Jerry Siegel is a welcome surprise, and I probably would never have noticed it. It was even him if it weren't for the fact that I was doing this channel. So it's super awesome. Finally, this Avengers story is hella cool. The bulk of this issue is the Native American backstory, but what's left is some really good deep conversations between characters in a way they do not normally converse. They're speaking like adults about adult things. Sure, they're supernatural in nature and they're all wearing capes and spandex, but this is a super mature modern story. What's even cooler in my opinion is that the next issue deals with the Red Wolf side of things, and we see what Wanda gets up to. Then the following story is the Zodiac side of the story, and we get to follow Pietro. So no certified bangers today, but all three of these issues get close, and I would say are worth your read. Mission complete, X-Team. The mutant character guide and mutant reading lists are at jordy.com. New episodes drop twice weekly, Wednesdays at noon and Fridays at 4 p.m. 3 issues. Woo, that's a lot. Feels really good. I love that. Woo, yeah.